Hello, welcome to my channel, the Grape Jelly Library, where we love to talk about books. Thank you for joining me. My name is Flo, and today we are going to discuss some of the books that I have recently finished. All right, so let's get into these books. One of the books that I have recently finished and enjoyed is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. She is also the author of The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. This is the story of two strangers, Sam and Sadie, who meet in a hospital under very different circumstances. Sadie's sister, Alice, is occupying a hospital bed while she's being treated for leukemia. Sam is being treated for an injury sustained in a car accident that he and his mother were involved in. Sam and Sadie quickly become best friends. They grow up and eventually go on to attend college together, where they become business partners in the world of video games design. Intelligent, determined, and driven, they become an overnight success, affording them fame and fortune. However, we will soon learn that the road to success is not paved in gold. We are taking on a sometimes very turbulent ride of their relationship and learn just how very different a true love can look. The next book that I read, I did the Audible version of, and that is The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. The book reads in a meditative and philosophical way, bursting with words of wisdom throughout. A gentle reminder of things that we know but may have forgotten. It brings our negative perspectives to the light and ensures us that even on an overcast day, the sun is still shining. We just have to learn to look for the things that we can see, but no one else can. He goes on to state that he was faced with a very difficult decision that needed to be made. He was faced with a medical condition that his doctor was recommending surgery for, not feeling that the surgery would be 100% in Rick's better interest. Upon leaving the doctor's office, he found himself in a bookstore where the very first book that Rick noticed he picked up. As he opened it, the very first sentence that he read was the answer to his problem. And he's happy to report that he did not get the surgery, and to this day, he is thriving along. He goes on to say that we each possess a certain level of creativity, and that creativity will look different for each one of us individually, and also will look different for each individual on a day-to-day basis. Then he goes on to offer up my favorite snippet of wisdom in the entire book. I just love it. The person that I am today painting this picture is not the person I was yesterday painting that picture. This is the type of book that you didn't know you needed in your life until you happen upon it. And then you will wonder, where have you been? You are just the book I was looking for. This book does not have to be read sequentially. You can skip around from chapter to chapter to chapter. That's the great thing about it. Next book that I recently finished is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or depending on where you're located, you might know it as the Philosopher's Stone. So this book was written by J.K. Rowling, and I am shocked when I discovered that this book was written 25 years ago. I knew that I was one of the latecomers to come to this book, but I didn't really think I was 25 years late coming to it. And then an interesting point I wanted to make is that I was told that this person read it as a youth and wasn't sure how they would feel if they read it as an adult. Well, I am here to say that this book was wonderful. I didn't read it because I wanted to know the story of Harry Potter. I read it because I wanted to know the way J.K. Rowling thought. What did she have in that mind of hers that she wanted to share with the world that was so great that afforded her the financial freedom that she acquired in writing these books? And the interesting thing is, when I had this book with me at work, at least 3 other co-workers commented on it, and they were all positive comments, and they were like really excited to share with me the Harry Potter journey, but knowing that I have only read this one, they didn't want to ruin the experience for me should I choose to continue on with the series, and I definitely think that I will. It was a nice escape from the typical books that I would normally read. Definitely a book that provided me with a concrete visual. Every word spoken, I was able to conjure up in my mind and see with my mind's eye. Lovely, wonderful, cannot say enough good things about it. I am going to rate this 5 stars. I won't go too much into detail because I'm pretty sure most of you know the story of Harry Potter. But basically, it is about a young boy who is born a wizard, but he just doesn't know that yet. Parents were killed by a villain named Voldemort, and Voldemort had set out to kill the Potter family. However, he was unsuccessful when it came to killing Harry the baby. So the baby was sent to go and live with his cousin, aunt, and uncle, where he was bullied and not treated so nicely. On his 11th birthday, strange letters kept showing up at his door. Eventually, he is enrolled into the School of Wizardry, and he sort of finds his, I'll say, footing, his way. He's discovering things about himself, about his parents, and he's making a group of friends that he can call his own, and he's kind of finding out where he belongs in this world. Wonderful story. And then the last book that I have completed is Viola Davis, Finding Me. I did the Audible version of this, and whew, my goodness, what a book. She did not have to put it out there in a vulnerable way. The very personal and private things that she tells us, she doesn't have to share that with the world, but she chooses to go there, and I have all the respect in the world for her for doing that. This is a wonderful book. It is shocking. It is sad. It is a story of triumph. Wonderful. I'm giving it a 5 star. So glad I read it. She takes us through her childhood, through her school days, being a young adult, trying to run away from that terrible, turbulent, just upside down world where she didn't think she had, she had a place in this world. She didn't think she had a chance of escaping that kind of a life and family situation. She shows us that where there is a will, there is a way. It's a phenomenal book. And now this book is actually my second favorite book of 2023. So far, we are off to a great start. I ended 2022 with a bunch of junkers. I wanted to DNF them, but I saw them through. but I wasn't digging them, and it seemed like it was just one bad book after another. And 2023 is proving to be the opposite of that. I have a feeling I'm going to be giving out a lot of 5 stars in 2023. If you are looking for something phenomenal, and I mean phenomenal, to read, you might want to pick this up. Until my next video, know that I love you. Be well, be good, and be reading.